And we're here for another episode of Fun Football Podcast. I'm Izac. We've got some new guests. We've got Bill. Bill, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Good, my friend. How you guys doing?
Good. Pretty good. We've got Rob returning from Sounds Gouda. How are you doing, man?
Doing well.
Excellent.
Excited to be back on. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we had a blast with you, dude. You know what's funny, though, is I don't think you're going to like this, but I did keep receipts of your picks. Do you want to know? Do you want to know how you did?
Was it pretty bad?
I was 10-6. Bill was. Hold on, I got Bill's. I was 10-6 straight up. Bill was 7-9, and you were 7-9.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna lean on your expert advice here, okay?
Well, locks of the week have hit. So I'm just gonna keep writing those 2-0. So
there we go. Sounds good. Thank you for returning, man. That was we had a blast. We're going to hit as many of the games as we can. So, but before we keep going, Greg, we've got a new guest, Greg from Cheesehead TV. How are you doing, dude?
I'm chipper. Happy to be here.
Thank you for joining, dude. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
okay, so
Greg.
really quick before we keep going, let's go in reverse order. Greg, can you tell everybody where to find you, what you do for Cheesehead TV? Just a little bit about you.
Well, you just mentioned it. I'm on Cheesehead TV. Before that, I wrote for PackersTalk.com. So pretty much I do 2 articles a week. I do the game day preview for Cheesehead TV. So you'll see me bright and early, 6 o'clock in the morning, and every game day you'll see my publishing. I was just working on that today, so I'm kind of up to date on what we should be looking at for the Titans. I'm ready for that game.
Excellent.
But, yeah, you can find me. You can see my Twitter handle down below at G-Mineholes. I guess I should say X, but I still say Twitter.
And I've learned, interestingly enough, some people don't know about Cheesehead TV. What do y'all cover? Obviously Packers, but where can people find you guys?
Well, cheeseheadtv.com, and on Twitter it's just at Cheesehead TV. They're also on Facebook and pretty much everywhere else at Cheesehead TV.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Thanks for joining. We're it's funny, every episode, I don't know if you've gotten to catch any, but we always talk some Packers, even when they're doing terrible like last season in the middle, but we always talk some Packers. We've been around for about a year, and this actually, the funniest thing is me and Bill, we're just some insight on me and Bill. We were doing pick'ems for 2 years, and then last year when I started the show, I was like, Bill, why don't we just do pick'ems on the show? And it actually, well, the show, like, that's been a blast too. It actually led to us winning a couple weeks on the pick'ems, which we never did before.
No, we were horrible. Horrible.
So we're hoping this season we're bringing guests on as much as we can, but we're hoping to win a week. So Greg, if you can help Bill, Bill really needs this. Bill needs to win one.
I got to win one, man. Come on. Help me out.
I don't know how you're feeling about the other games. This Packer game, I'm really excited about. But before we keep going, Rob, please tell people where to find you, when you do your show, all about you.
Yeah, brand new kids on the block. So I'm honored to be here with you guys. I think we started this back in March. Me and my best friend, Jordan Olson. He couldn't make it here tonight. He just had a kid about 5 months ago, so he's on lockdown. Quite busy this time of the season. He's the athletic director at University of Western Michigan, so pretty busy getting the school season started too. So at Sounds Gouda, we're on YouTube, and then you can find me at Robber79 on Twitter. A lot of Packers, a lot of sports bets, a lot of humor, a lot of fun things on there. And then Jordan is at Olson Jord at Twitter too. So that's where you can find us. Awesome.
Okay, well, before we preview Packers Titans, can we talk about Malik Willis and the Packers running for Greg? I'm sure you know the number because you've typed it. How many yards was it? 269? How many yards did we run for?
Yes.
Oh boy,
it was a lot.
151.
Yeah.
And
261.
Yep.
And for them to know that we were going to be one-dimensional and to still do it, that was awesome. This game presents a completely different challenge, but I know it's Friday, but let's do something a little bit different. Let's talk about what happened last week and why we were able to win that game. I've got a lot of thoughts on it, but Rob, why don't you kick this off? It sucked. I was watching the Cowboys get slaughtered, which I'm just going to be honest, Cowboys fans, was beautiful. Greg, me and Bill both are Packer fans, estranged in Dallas, like right near Dallas. So we got to watch, and we're both not Cowboys fans. So we got to watch. It's like watching the Bears lose for you guys. It's just beautiful. Chef's kiss. And we just got to watch the Cowboys get completely slaughtered at home, just like the Packer game. So that was beautiful, but I did miss most of the Packer game, sadly. I caught a lot of highlights, read a ton all week, so I'm doing the best I can. Rob, what did you see in the game? Why did we win?
Well, I was at the game. It was my first. I've been to a lot of games, a lot of playoff heartbreaks, specifically against the 49ers. But we won't talk about that team.
No.
Yeah, so I mean, at a very high level, we played good defense and we ran the ball. I thought there were some really creative motions within the offense to be able to get Josh Jacobs the ball, a lot of orbit motions too. And not only that, but like Josh Jacobs was making people miss. You know, there was more. I think Zaire Franklin was in that hole more than a couple times, and he made him miss. And another guy missing the off, you know, for another 10, 12 yards or whatever it was. So that game was, he looked like the 2022 Josh Jacobs. Just give the man the rock, and he absolutely ran it down their throat. I knew that was coming too. So I thought there were some really good creative calculated passes too from Malik Willis. I thought LaFleur obviously did get a little stagnant there in that second half, specifically like the third quarter. I thought he let up a little bit where he could have gone just a little bit more aggressive. But like when some plays broke down too as well, I really like Malik Willis's athleticism. I said that too as well. You know, can he pull some Lamar Jackson-esque type of, you know, plays where the play breaks down and he can scramble? I think he almost got, you know, in for a touchdown on that one. I thought the defense, again, Xavier McKinney 2 games in, but he's already the best safety since Nick Collins, in my opinion. 2 games.
That's and that's not like a bold statement either. It's just, I mean, just kind of reality, right?
6 takeaways, you know, had 7 all last year, at least 7 interceptions. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong on that stat, but you know, we're taking the ball away. I thought that too from Eric Wilson, he graded out really well. I think he was the top greatest on PFF. That was a sweet pick. You know, what's the kid out of Oregon? I'm forgetting his name right now, but he had the pick on the Hail Mary there at the end.
Talking about Evan Williams. I'm thinking you're talking about Evan Williams, right?
Evan Williams.
Yeah, you said Oregon. I was like,
yeah. And I thought there was some pretty creative stuff there from Jeff Hafley. The Colts really looked out of sync, uncomfortable. The first, I want to say like 3.5 quarters almost, you know. And then I thought it was kind of similar to the Eagles game where, you know, I know they're trying to contain Richardson in the pocket. I thought they did a really good job, similar to what they did with Hurts for that first 3.5 quarters, but then they let him kind of loose there towards the end, and he was able to get out of the pocket, and especially when they were driving late. I think it was that 30-yard run or whatever it was. But so I thought the defense did pretty good. But you know, running the ball, really good. And then someone would consider that 50-50 pass to Romeo Doubs, but I think just Romeo Doubs time and time again keeps coming up big for us in these big moments. So that was really huge and kept that going. I would have liked to have seen Narvison gone 4 for 4. He missed a 40-yard field goal, so that was a little bit depressing. Specifically,
the field goal was, they've been rough, man. Seriously.
Yeah, and I think just like a golf swing too, like once you get in the rhythm of it, like I think he's going to have a couple games here where he's going to go 100%. At least we're hoping so. Then I think you're going to start to see him build up a little bit more confidence. I believe 2 missed 40-yard field goals, both in the Eagles game and in the Colts game too. So running the ball, calculated throws, masterful game plan from Matt LaFleur in that first half. Second half got a little bit too close. You would have liked to seen them go up 19. Instead it was at that 16-10 and hit that field goal a little bit, just more comfort lead on that. But played good defense for most of that and some really good calculated throws. Really hurts that Josh Jacobs 2 games in a row too fumbled. Our scoring there would have been massive for us. That would have given us even a more bigger of a cushion. I think Matt LaFleur was talking about that in his press conference too, how he needs to have a little bit better ball security. But overall, that's the takeaways, and we were pleasantly surprised. It was very energetic there. I've never been to a home opener. Friends, family, whatever, Packers fans, anyone you got to go no matter who's on the schedule. And just for every single 1st and 10 the Colts were offense, we were just absolutely going nuts. So it was electric. It was really hot, man. It was brutally hot, but it was electric, and super happy to come out of that with the win.
Yeah, I mean, people were throwing up on the ball. It's pretty hot.
Yeah.
All right, Bill, what did you see? I'll go last here, and then we're going to start talking this Packers-Titans game, but I didn't get to see it, sadly. I know you did, though. You got,
I did.
I bought Sling TV for the game.
Yeah, I bought Sling TV so I can see the games now. So I splurged a little bit, but you know what, Rob? I agree with you. I'm going to take a little different perspective. I'm going to give credit to the offensive line. The line, I think, played one of the best games I've seen in a long time. Giving Jacobs those holes, giving Malik time to scramble and make some short. Again, LaFleur made a masterful plan. They knew we were going to run the ball, and we did, but we passed enough to where nice short little passes. Malik used his legs, rolled out, made some plays, and kept the defense honest. So I think LaFleur deserves a lot of credit, and the offensive line.
Absolutely.
Excellent take. I like both of y'all's takes. Seriously, we got Queen of the Premier watching. Hey, Janae, you're gonna be coming on soon on Blitz. All right, Greg, what did you see? I got a lot of thoughts on this. What were your thoughts on this game?
I just thought Matt LaFleur, that was absolutely in his bag. I mean, you take a guy that's been only in the offense for 3 weeks and put him out there to look as good as he did. That's insane. Yep. Josh Jacobs, I wrote about this earlier this week. This is the first time probably since Amon Green that we've had a running back that we can lean on like him. And to be able to go out there on Sunday, especially in the heat, like you said, Rob, to go out there in the heat and for the offensive line to just put on the show they did, paving the way for him, was unreal. For 151 yards he had, and just the ability to lean on Josh Jacobs. I mean, I loved Aaron Jones. I don't know if we win that game with Aaron Jones.
I don't know either.
I might have some people coming for my head after that comment, but
Aaron Jones at his best,
it was amazing game for Josh Jacobs.
It really was. Josh Jacobs runs differently than Aaron Jones did. It's not that he's better, but there's games like this when we wanted A.J. Dillon to be that guy. Now he's out, and he hadn't been that guy for a while. You need a different kind of runner, and Josh Jacobs fit the mold for a game like this. Now Tennessee is going to bring a whole new element. Sorry, I'm going to let you finish, but yeah. Do you have anything else?
No, absolutely. I mean,
we got some comments here.
The defensive side of the ball. It's you talked about. Do you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Keep going. You're good.
You're like clicking a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. Well, defensive side of the ball, I was just saying that, we've, like you mentioned before, having a guy like X in the backfield is just, it sets a whole new setting for our defense. You said Nick Collins comparisons, and I wish we got that from Clinton Dix, but we didn't. But I was so psyched to get him in free agency, and I couldn't believe when it came across my phone, Packers sign Xavier McKinney. What?
Yeah,
we have a defense.
Yeah,
so that's huge.
It's nice to see that,
especially two picks in 2 games. We got some comments. Yeah, exactly. We got some comments here. Back It Up Binge, one of my favorite people, JB. He's awesome. Fun football, Friday football picks with fun football. He calls me I-Man. I like that. Janae, yeah, I love the way the defense handled business. I agree. They gave up a lot of yards, but they held them to 10 points and created turnovers. I mean, it's a young defense coming together. Indy's offense is pretty Richardson's coming along, but they've got some weapons. They can run the ball. Offense is finding the rhythm. Hopefully they will keep it. I was impressed with this. She likes Jones over Jacobs. I'm not surprised, but a lot of people do like Aaron Jones. Okay, let's transition here. Let's talk about this Packers-Titans game. We are actually, last time I looked, I'll pull it up right now, and I'm on Yahoo, which uses BetMGM. But we are now, the line has moved. We are
-3, right?
We're 2.5.
-3. Oh, 2.5. It changed.
Is it
Okay.
Rob's more the betting man. Is it 3?
I thought it was, but that line
Yeah.
can move a half a point pretty easily. So
Yeah, I had last 3.5, so it's probably around that. Okay.
Okay, so I've got 2. I'm just going to go off what I can see. 2.5. These stupid lines change every 5 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
they do.
yeah. It's off BetMGM. Most of the bets are on us, 59%, 92% in the money. But for me, a big storyline here, guys, is Jordan Love going to play, and should he play? And in what I saw last week, I'll close with what I saw. I love that they knew that we were going to run, and we still were able to effectively do it. LaFleur, when we're not playing San Fran, is one of the better coaches in the league, and it shows in games like this with the youngest team in the NFL. The fact that he was able to make Malik Willis effective, and it's not just that. I mean, Malik Willis had to go out there and perform, but he put him in spots to do so. We have a quarterback-friendly system, and Malik made the most of his opportunities. He was effective running the ball. Josh Jacobs was effective. I mean, we gave up a lot of yards, but I love that the fact that we were able to hang with and beat a team that we easily could have dropped our home game to without Jordan Love. That the team rallied. I like it. The first game was kind of up and down, other than Jaden Reed. So I liked what I saw. This game, the only thing that scares me, this is a completely different kind of game. We're playing the team that's first in defense right now, but pretty below, like just frankly below average on offense. It's going to be interesting that their strength is their pass defense, and they're solid at run D. They're above average. My question is if Jordan Love doesn't play and we need the same type of game script with Malik Willis protecting the ball, not turning it over, a little bit of RPO, some motion, and a lot of Josh Jacobs, can we do this again against Tennessee on the road? That's my big question. I'm going to go last again. Bill, we're going to you. What are your thoughts on this game? You can give your pick at the end if you want, or we can roundtable it after. What's your thought on this game?
Before I give this thought on the game, I got to play something for you guys real quick because it's just in the air right now. So just listen real quick.
Are you playing Lion King? You're playing Lion King. I know you are.
Can you feel the love tonight? Like Jordan Love?
Feel the love tonight.
All right. So, anyway, I had to play that, man. I had to. You got to feel the love.
I love it. You need to bring some Disney. Bring some Disney every episode, Bill. I like it.
Thank you. All right. My take on this game, again, if Love isn't playing, we got to go back, and Malik already has some confidence. He's got some plays under his belt already. We got Josh Jacobs. Yeah, it's going to be a different defense. Tennessee's going to be a little bit tougher challenge. But I think if we can stick to the game plan, keep pounding it with Jacobs, eventually we'll wear him down, I think. And I think Malik makes a few more plays. You know, he may have to run some more, maybe do some, fake handoffs, and then he boots out, do some things, add a little bit more. But I think if our defense, again, steps up, we can shut down their offense. If they can't score, I think we score enough in a close game and pull it out.
Ooh, that's actually my thought too, but I'm trying not to be a homer. I actually, for the record, I picked Indy last week, and people, just for our pick 'em, we're going to hit at the end, but last week was pretty freaking brutal. I was 8-8 last week. Bill was 5-11. We both didn't do so hot. You were better straight up, but we did both pick. We both picked Indy, so we're trying to be impartial as much as we can, even though we're talking Packers right now. All right, Greg, how do we win this game? You know what? And let's do it the other way. How do the Titans stop us and win? What do we need to do to win this?
Well, we're not going to be able to run the ball like we did last week. The Titans front, Tavondre Sweat, Jeffrey Simmons, they're a lot stouter than Indy's front is. And we could still do it. We absolutely could get creative. We can get past them, but it's going to be a lot harder. Especially, I think we got a little lucky with DeForest Buckner being hurt last week. That definitely did not help Indy at all. When it comes to the pass, if we have Malik Willis, like you said, Bill, we're gonna have to get creative. If we have Jordan Love, I think Jordan Love carves up that defense.
Yeah.
So we'll turn to the other side of the ball. We're going to get I hate the fact that this year the running game is an issue for us again on defense. It's of my existence, but Tony Pollard isn't Jonathan Taylor. He also isn't Saquon Barkley, but he can still put on some yards against us. When it comes to passing, though, Drake May has just been the butt of every joke this week. Last week.
That's fun.
So stack the box, make Drake May throw it.
Yep.
You're talking Will Levis, right? You mean Will Levis, right?
Oh yeah, Will Levis.
No. It's funny you said that because I've been thinking like all week. I would absolutely love to see Drake May start for the Patriots, but no, Will Levis, man, he gift wrapped the Bears a game. They didn't have to score on offense, and he gifted it to them.
Yeah, you're right. I got Drake May on the mind because he came into the game last night.
Yeah.
No, I get it. The Patriots offense needed a jolt. That was a weird game. I mean, the Patriots offense just has no juice at all. None. But I actually think we're playing a team that's kind of like that. Even though they've got weapons, this offense is they're not very good. No. They can't throw the ball. They're 13th in rushing. It's 2 weeks in, but they can't throw it. And our pass defense has been piss poor so far, but it's a little skewed by that Philly game. I think we can slow down their passing attack. I'm hoping we don't let them run all over us with Pollard, and if Tajay Spears even plays. It's a little underrated of a storyline. He might not even play, which could impact the game because then they've only got one back that they can trust. I agree with you, though. I don't think we're going to be able to run it as effectively. We're going to have to be a little more creative with it here. Jaden Reed might need to get involved some more. Good take, Greg. I like it. We'll go around and give our picks after Rob. Rob, how do the Titans beat us, and how can we counter that and win this game?
Well, yeah, I mean, Greg's spot on. Sebastian Day, Tavondre Sweat, that dude's like 500 pounds. He is a massive human being coming to Texas.
Yes, he is.
Jeffrey Simmons is really good. Their middle, their interior defense is, I think it's pretty similar to the Philadelphia Eagles with Carter and who's the other guy there? Jordan Davis. So I think you're going to have a lot more success running it on the edges, and I think the Jets Titans game showed that. Against Harold Landry and Arden Key. I think that's two of their pass rushers. If you can get them on the edges, specifically on the boundaries, I think you're going to have a lot more success. I think, Breece Hall and Braylon Allen had a really good job of doing that too as well. I think you're going to have a much harder time trying to run the stuff on the inside. The Colts are getting absolutely murdered. That happened with them with the Texans. It happened to them again with the Packers, and they even knew it was coming. Now, granted, we had a pretty good game plan as far as that goes, but now we have that on film, and the Titans are loading that up. I do feel, it's going to be extraordinarily hot. It's going to be a lot hotter than I actually was at Lambeau, and I felt like that was like the second hottest game. It's like projected to be 93 or 94 degrees. So, it just it depends. Like, is Jordan Love going to play? Or is it going to be Malik Willis? The secondary for them, I know they have Ladarius Sneed that they traded for. They got him from the Chiefs. He's obviously an all-pro. He's very good. You're going to have to get pretty creative there with Malik. With Jordan, depends. Like, is he 100%? And if so, I think they can create some plays and carve up that secondary a little bit. But how much is his mobility going to be hurt too as well? I know he's not quite the runner as like Malik Willis is to say, but I think that's going to be a big game thing to watch out for that too. I'm looking for Rashawn Gary breakout against what's their left tackle? He's their left tackle, right tackle, Nicholas Friet or whatever his name is. He's given up like the most pressures and the most sacks. I could have that wrong.
Petit Freer. I think he's right tackle.
Yes, right tackle. Okay. Yep. So I'm looking for a big game as far as that goes. I'm looking for a lot more blitzes too from Halfley. I don't think you have to contain. Levis can get out of the pocket, but he's nowhere near to what Jalen Hurts or Anthony Richardson is as far as trying to contain him. So I think you're going to see a lot more like creative blitzes as far as that goes from Halfley, and really kind of unleash your Preston Smith, your Kingsley Enagbare, and your Rashawn Gary. So hopefully that's going to be big for us too as well. I would like to see our run defense short up a little bit. I'm not sure if Tajay Spears is going to go, but he can be a decent back too, even not at 100%, have a pretty good 1-2 combo. And then Greg, like you were alluding to as well, Tony Pollard can get out. He's pretty quick, right? He can get out there on the edges too and kind of burn you as well. So, but the thing is too, like you guys were alluding to, Isaac, Will Levis loves to give a game away.
I was just literally took the words out of my mouth. I was just about to say, let's
him against the Bears. I'm like, he's getting sacked. I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not. And he like lobbed the ball up, and the Chicago Bear, I forgot who took it back, was like, thank you, picks it and then takes it back. I think they have gotten 2 blocked punts and both those games too as well. Mm-hmm. So they're turning the ball over, more than a couple times. So again, we're going to need another pick or 2, or at least be plus in the plus minus turnover department if we're going to have success against this. But I just always kind of worry into a team that's really got nothing to lose, being 0-2, being desperate for a win, being hungry for a win. No one believes in you. That's when a team can play somewhat decent. So this game kind of scares me a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I know there's a lot of 0-2 teams this week I'm worried to pick against. And let me get my pen, but I am a little afraid of this. All right, here's my quick take. We've had 5 picks. I think that's going to be a huge key. Can we get some freaking pressure that we only have 3 sacks in 2 games? We are first in rushing in the NFL. Off of the stats, though, Jacobs is still going to have to play effectively, whether Love plays or not. I do think this D could be a top 10 D. I think their stats are a little inflated right now. They're first. I'd be shocked if they finish the year first, especially if that offense keeps giving the ball away and keeps creating short fields for lack of time of possession. They're actually not bad right now on that, but surprisingly so. They're 10th, but I think we can win this game. I think we need to put the pressure on Will Levis and try to get ahead early, even taking field goals. I think 20 points could win it. They've actually lost. This is a weird stat. They've lost both their games 24-17. That seems like a good score for this. I'm a little worried about leaning on Malik Willis a second straight week. There's a lot of fear for me to pick them because I didn't last week, but I'm still going to roll Packers. Let's use that score, 24-17. The over-under on this one is 38, and that would be actually 38. Over. And I don't even know if that'll happen. But I like our run game to be still somewhat effective. I still think we could clear 100 yards. I just don't see over 150. I'd be surprised. But the way LaFleur uses motion is going to use Jaden Reed, and Malik Willis will use his own legs. I think we'll collectively get over 100. I just don't know if Josh Jacobs will get 100 by himself. If Josh Jacobs clears 100, I think we win. Like legit, that's going to start becoming a stat this season, especially with Love out. I think we can win. So I'm going to go 24-17. Let's go quick 30-second pick and any closing thoughts. And then Bill's got something for us at the end of this. And then I've got something, and then we'll roll into the other games. I like this. This is good Packer talk. All right. Bill, who are you taking?
Man.
Yeah.
Rob talked you out of it, didn't he?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I hate picking against a desperate team because that's what the Titans will be. 0-2. Yeah, they're not going to want to go 0-3. They're at home.
They suck.
They're going to be.
They suck.
My heart says Packers.
Honest, they suck. They're not going to be as good as their D is. Will Levis might be one of the 5 worst quarterbacks in the NFL.
That's just it. It all comes down. Can we move the ball and put points on the board? Because if we can, then we win. Because our defense is better than I think their defense. I mean, maybe the defensive line is better, but I think our secondary and everything will be able to compensate for that. But to me, I want to say it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's a defensive battle. I'm going to say Packers 17-14.
You know, I was starting to think about it. I was like, 24-17 might be way too high. I kind of like that. I mean, we just won 16-10. That could be another good score. All right, Bill, I'm locking you in for the Packers. You feel? I can see you feeling good about it. Greg, who wins this?
I'll always pick Packers. It doesn't matter if it's the last game of the season and we're 0-16. I mean, if there could be hellfire and brimstone just shooting around Lambeau Field, and I'd be standing there outside just going, "Go Pack, go!" But I'm going Packers 21-10.
I love it. Rob, who you taking?
Bill, yeah.
I know. I think I know your betting strategies based on the one time we met, but I could be reading you completely wrong. I feel like you like underdogs, which is awesome.
Love underdogs, except for last night. The Patriots killed me. Well, we're not talking about the Patriots. I'm going to go Packers 20-17. Now, this all completely rides on, is Jordan Love playing? How's he looking? You know, do they have sets? Is it going to be Jordan Love, Malik Willis in there for a little bit too if he's not 100%? Because I think Matt LaFleur did bring that up in his press conference about it, you know, that being a possibility. So I don't know if you're going to see some like Taysom Hill type of New Orleans Saints snaps and that stuff if Love plays. So, yeah, I completely agree. If Josh Jacobs, you know, gets another really good game and gets over 100 yards, I really do obviously see that being very advantageous for us. Packers 20 and Titans 17. So that's my take. That's what I'm going to ride with, but I am feeling quite nervous about it.
All right. Well, we did pretty good. About 30 minutes in, we hit our Packers. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to these picks.
I
love talking Packers. Oh, yeah. Sorry. No, Bill. You got
real quick, Rob and Greg, what do you guys think? Do you think if Love is able to play, do you think Malik is in situations where he comes in and where he can either run the ball and then Love comes in and only passing downs or passing plays? Is that kind of thing? What do you think?
Ooh, rotation.
Go
ahead.
I think if Love plays, if they do any type of rotation, it'll be sparingly.
Okay.
It's like otherwise, if you just keep rotating them in and out, it'll probably start to become predictable. So, but I would like to see. It would be kind of fun to see a Taysom Hill type thing with Malik Willis. I mean, even if it's Love's in the shotgun and kind of throws a bubble screen to Malik Willis, that'd be kind of cool to see. So, but yeah, I would say it would be.
That'd be kind of legit.
Okay,
that'd be fun to watch Love throw it to Willis. That'd be really cool.
Dude, that would be hilarious.
I mean, yeah, Matt, if that's the case, Matt LaFleur I thought he was in the bag last week. He's going to be really in the bag as far as being creative and that stuff goes. But yeah, you're spot on there, Greg. I mean, yeah, I do think it would be sparingly that too. And depending on how Love is doing, gets more into a rhythm and a cadence, as well from having a week off and maybe being a little bit concerned there with that knee. Also, I don't know, like, is he getting absolutely murdered there in the pocket, right? Like, the offensive line has been playing pretty decent. I know Walker had a little bit of a better game. There's always a little bit of those question marks with Josh Myers and right guard now that you don't have George Morgan and Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan played a little bit better. So, how much are they going to be able to protect him if he's in there and he's not able to move around too? So, yeah, it all comes down to me, like, is Malik Willis going to play or is it going to be Jordan Love? And I think that obviously will sway it. And if it is, they do say that it's Jordan Love that's going to play, that line is going to move massively. So just heads up on that. So.
I like it. Bill, why don't you deploy Bill's best bets? What you got, man?
All right. This one this best bet is I am going to take the Niners, the Niners at the Rams, and I'm going to take the Rams. The Niners are -5.5, and I think I'm taking the Rams to win and take the 5.5. I think the Rams, they're already 0-2. They're not going to want to go 0-3. They're going to be desperate, and I think the Niners are primed for a beating. Even with Kupp being hurt, all that, I don't know. I don't believe in the Niners yet.
I like it. Okay, I've got an insight for you, and I'm flipping a pick, so you might want to get your piece of paper and pen. I was reading something right before the show, and it got me thinking, and I was debating this. Houston is down 2 running backs from last thing I heard. Damian Pierce is out, and Joe Mixon's doubtful. And the Texans are really run reliant on early downs. And Brian Flores is Minnesota D, I think, is going to have enough blitzes like the Bears. They're actually an underrated defense. They're probably not quite as good as the Bears, but I like Brian Flores as a coordinator. And I actually think, even though I don't buy Minnesota quite yet, I think Houston down their running backs, because Mixon was one of the reasons they won week 1. And then they barely eked out another win against Chicago week 2. And the only reason they were able to do so is Chicago's offensive line is piss poor. Minnesota's offensive line is a little bit better. And Sam Darnold's getting rid of the ball effectively. He trusts his weapons. If I know Jefferson's a little banged up and Addison is out and Hawkinson's out, but as long as he's got Justin Jefferson, I think they can find a way to eke this one out. I'm going to flip my pick and go Minnesota for my insight.
Okay.
We are going to pick that game, but I wanted just to drop it now. All right. Let's segue into that game. Let's talk Houston, Minnesota. It's another NFC North. Here's the storyline. Minnesota's shocked Sam Darnold. I mean, you guys know all this. Houston's 2-0. They've eked out 2 wins by a collective, 8 points? Yeah, they barely beat Indy by 2, Chicago by 6. Minnesota, on the other hand, did just destroyed the Giants. And then they managed to go at home and beat San Fran, a beat-up San Fran team, but they still beat them. And that counts for something. San Fran is the standard in the NFC at the moment. Minnesota's been able to effectively run the ball a little bit above average. Sam Darnold's been effective throwing it. Their defense has been pretty good against the run. They get pressure. They're not great against the pass, which scares me that Nico Collins could just go crazy. But if they can not have to bring 5-6 guys up and they can get pressure with the players they have and just keep double coverage on Nico Collins, I think they can win this game strategy-wise. That's my take on this one. I think it's going to be a really interesting game. Dallas Turner being out for the Vikings kind of sucks, but is what it is. I see Rob. I feel like you got some thoughts on this one. Rob, what are your thoughts on this Texans? This one's really tough, man. I flipped twice on this one.
Yeah.
I don't know who to take. The Vikings are 1.5 point dogs at home.
Yeah, this one is really tough. If anyone would have said that the Vikings would beat the 49ers last week, I did not see that coming, along with a few other games last week as
last
well.
Week was
So,
fun, right?
yeah. Oh my God.
Last week was something.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, is Sam Darnold resurrecting his career and turning into a Baker Mayfield? I mean, seriously, he's looking really comfortable. He's looking really good in that offense. Decent offensive line. I love Brian Flores, man. I don't know if it's just the aggressiveness and his all-out blitz mentality or whatever it is, and you just never saw that from Joe Barry prison. But I absolutely love Brian Flores. Yeah, it does hurt to have Dallas Turner out, but how much? I mean, I don't have the stat in front of me, but how much has he been making an impact? Has he had any sacks so far this year or any pressures? I'd be interested to know that because I haven't done that.
I got you. Hold on.
Okay.
Dang it. No, I don't. Hold on.
Hey, Rob and Greg, real quick.
No, I don't. I've got the offensive stats. Hold on. I'll get you.
Go ahead, Bill.
I have Sam Darnold and Watson. Who should I start for fantasy?
Darnold versus Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, because Watson's playing against they're playing the Giants.
Darnold.
Watson is. Okay. I know, right?
Right? What do you guys think? Do you guys play fantasy?
Watson's just been terrible lately, so I'd go with Darnold as much as
even against the Giants. Okay. That's what I was thinking, but just wanted to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Turner had a sack week 1, by the way, against the Giants.
Okay.
In his first game, so he did make an impact, and that guy looked like a stud. So him being out actually does make it. I think it makes a difference for the Vikings team. Sorry, go ahead.
The Texans defense is pretty good too. At least so far. I do like D'Amico Ryans, but I do not like Deshaun Watson at all. I had him in fantasy last year. I think you guys remember that from I think with the last time I was on the show, I was just throwing a lot of shade towards Deshaun Watson. So I'd slightly lean towards Darnold. I think he's been playing really good, and show that even against a good competent defense, he's probably still going to throw a touchdown pass, maybe or two. So I'm in alignment there with Greg. Yeah, the Vikings are at home and they're getting. I love the points. Like I love a home underdog so much. But I feel like there's a little bit of a letdown here. Sometimes it's facts versus feelings, right? Like they're both 2-0 teams. They're both riding high. You know, who's going to have that? Who's going to have a critical mistake or two? I think it might be time for the Vikings to come down to earth a little bit. And I would see that the Texans would pull this out, not by much, maybe by 3 points. But I would slightly lean towards actually taking the points and the Texans winning on this. But it's easily could be said the other way.
That was exactly what I was thinking until I remembered that both running backs were out, and that was the one reason. But Rob, I like it. Greg,
Cam Akers season.
Yeah, Greg, what are you thinking on this Vikings Texans game? This is an interesting one. Minnesota definitely unexpectedly 2-0. I don't think Houston's taken anybody by surprise. What do you think here?
Well, I'm a card-carrying Vikings hater. So there's that. But
you got to remember that they both hate the Vikings, Bill.
Okay.
But Houston having their top 2 running backs out hurts. But when I look at who's behind Cam Akers, he hasn't been that effective lately. But you never know; he could come out and become the Cam Akers of old. Behind him, Dario Gumbawale has shown some good, a couple good plays here and there. Former Badger, have to be happy with him. I don't know. Last week, Vikings, I feel like they went up against Brock Purdy without the Avengers, and it's a good win for them. But
it was just Thor, though. It was just Thor. It wasn't Cap and Iron Man and everybody else.
It's just I feel like Minnesota, could they surprise us? Absolutely, but I think they're going to come down to earth, and I'm going with the Texans.
Okay,
I like it.
So Isaac, are we switching? We got 2 agree with Houston.
Why don't you take Houston on yours? I'm gonna keep on Minnesota.
All right, I'll take Houston.
I'll tell you why. Okay? I got more.
Why?
Minnesota's been a bend but don't break D. They are 18th in yards, but 3rd in points so far. They've only given up. Minnesota's defense in their 2 wins has only given up 23 points. Now they played the Giants, but they also played. I know it was Brock Purdy without his Avengers, but it was still San Fran with still. He still had. I mean, not a lot of weapons actually. Was Kittle out too? Did he only have Ayuk? That is a lot. That is a significant loss.
Kittle was
but
in.
Houston's also not at full strength. They're catching another team here. The Giants just suck, but they caught, for being honest, they just do. But the 49ers were depleted, and now the Texans are. Then they still got C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins. That might just be enough. But Mixon has been a highly underrated reason why they've been as good as they've been. That drop tackle, I mean, Mixon was pissed for a reason. The Texans' D has been solid. I love D'Amico Ryans. They've been the opposite. They've given up more points, only 20 a game, but they're 3rd in yards. So I'm a little worried they're going to be able to clamp. But Justin Jefferson is just so good. Yeah, this is a really tough one, Bill.
Yeah.
Let's roll a dice or flip a coin. I don't know. Seriously, I'm 50-50 on this. I'm not leaning one way or the other. Let's flip it and we go whichever one. Let's see. Let's flip it for the main one, and then we can do whatever for the second one. We haven't done this yet. Let's just do it.
Okay.
Because I'm torn.
No, I know.
Oh, do you have a coin or anything, or no? No?
Oh,
okay.
You want me to?
Sorry, I don't actually have one. I wasn't.
I got to die.
All right, cool. Let's roll.
I'll roll. I'll go get a die. Hold on.
This is our effective betting strategies, Rob. When we can't decide, this is what we did in the past, and it always leads to loss and despair. So I'm going to probably not stick with it. Whatever it says, I'm going to do the opposite because we never get those picks right.
I mean, the line would indicate it. It's almost a pick 'em. It's pretty tough. So
yeah, the Texans are 1.5, which is the new Vegas. Like Vegas used to spot the home team 3. They definitely think Houston's slightly better. Over unders 46. I'm not fully buying Minnesota. But if we're being honest, Houston hasn't like been world beaters so far either. They beat an Indy team, which we don't know what they are yet, and they did beat Chicago, legitimate D, but they really only won that game because they effectively blitzed. I mean, Eberflus to me is on the hot seat if he can't protect and get enough. I got a problem when you've got an offensive line with 5 guys and they're blitzing 6 or 7 and you're not even picking up those blitzers. This is common Madden stuff. Or have a quick cross over the middle, something to combat that. You don't do deep routes with a blitz and you don't have enough guys. Caleb was just getting destroyed. That wasn't Caleb, like at this point, it's not even fair to evaluate Caleb because he hasn't been great, but he hasn't had any time to even like see the field. I actually feel I'm a Packer fan, but I feel a little bad for him. All right, Bill, what you got?
Greg, you call it odd or even for Minnesota.
I'll go with that.
All right.
It's a 1, so Minnesota.
Cool.
We're taking Minnesota.
Bill, are you going to flip it on the other one?
I'll flip on the other one.
Okay, so I'll put you at Houston. I'm just going to put an R next to it that we rolled the dice, which I hate doing, Bill. I feel like we stopped rolling the dice last year and it worked better. So I think we only do like 1 a week. They suck. All right. We got time for a few more. Bill, why don't you pick the next game? We talked Houston, Minnesota. Let's talk another good one.
I'm going to think I like the Chargers Pittsburgh game.
Ooh, right. I like that one. Greg, since you are our honorary dice picker, why don't you, what do you think of that Chargers-Steelers game? Both teams undefeated. The Chargers, man, they are the epitome of a Harbaugh team. Line right now is Pittsburgh by 2.5 in Pittsburgh. Low over under, only 34.5. Kind of split on the bets. I'm looking at BetMGM. I see 62% of the bets on Pittsburgh, but 65% of the money, so more money on the Chargers. Who do you think wins the game and why?
I think it's going to be the Steelers. I think isn't Justin Herbert? I think he was limited this week, and I just think Steelers at home. Steelers always have a dynamite defense. They're going to get after Justin Herbert if he plays and he's gimpy, and that's not going to be good for them. So even though it's the quarterback situation in Pittsburgh, it confuses me how they're 2-0 because Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. But hey, they're playing Steelers football and they're winning, so I'm going with the Steelers.
You know what's funny is that's kind of my exact thought. The only reason I actually went Pittsburgh is because Herbert's banged up. If he was 100, I think I might have just rolled with the Chargers even on the road. And I don't trust that Pittsburgh offense, but damn, you're looking at the two. This is stupid, guys. These defenses, the Steelers have only given up 16 points, and the Chargers in 2 games against the Raiders and the Panthers, albeit, and the Steelers against Denver and Atlanta. Atlanta a little better, but the Chargers have only given up 13 points. This is kind of stupid. You're looking at the 2 best defenses in the league right now. Does either team even get to 20? Rob? What do you think?
Yeah, well, it's the lowest, right? Over under at 34.
I believe.
The lowest.
Yeah, the Packer game's at 38. The Giants, they have the Giants Browns at 38.5, so that's even above it. The Steelers Chargers 34.5.
Yeah,
I don't even have any games under. None of the other games are even under 40. We're one of the lowest, but they're the lowest one.
I'm gonna be the odd one, at least between me and Greg. I love what Harbaugh's doing. I absolutely hate Harbaugh, specifically him from being a 49ers. Anything involved with the 49ers, you can just automatically chalk up.
I know it's mean.
All respect. They absolutely kill the Packers in the playoffs every year. But J.K. Dobbins resurgence, I think they're running the ball halfway decently. It does scare me a little bit that Herbert isn't 100%. So, that could be a big impact. That Pittsburgh defense is some sort of monster, and they play really, really good at home. It's like going to Lambeau, right? It's just super energetic. They're going to be pumped up. I don't have specific I'm not sure how the Chargers offensive line is doing so far this year. I'd love to know those numbers of where they're at least in the league. But
You want to know the Chargers? Say that one more time. What the Chargers
like
are?
where like the offensive
Right.
line where it's graded out so far. I'd be curious to know that.
I got you. Hold on.
And I think they're going to lean on the running game. They have been too as well. That's kind of Harbaugh's mentality, and take that kind of pressure off Herbert. It's been working. It's 2-0. It's hard for me to go against Harbaugh, and specifically they're getting 3 points. I think it'll be really, really close, and this is almost a pick 'em to me, right? It's almost that 1.5, that line. But I'll actually take the points. 75, 80, 85% of the time, I'm usually taking the points. There's a specific game, maybe here or two, where maybe I'll lay the points. But Chargers at Steelers against a good defense. I do not trust Justin Fields.
Pro Football Network's got the Chargers at 7th on offensive line with Joe Alt starting at right tackle.
Yeah, so not too bad. Yeah, that's right. They ended up getting Joe Alt. That's right. So give me the Chargers in this one +3. I'll take the points.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Bill, you're gonna hate me.
What?
I think I'm gonna take the Chargers.
Okay, I already put you down. I think.
Rob comes on the show and talks me into all these picks, and then last time I had to restrain myself and not jump ship on like 4 picks. And it's Rob's fault. I blame Rob.
Yeah, absolutely. But remember that first week I came on, it was 7-9. I was like, remember I picked the Titans against freaking Levi.
Yeah, okay, let's review.
Six.
So Rob's picks, I got them right here. All right. We all picked Green Bay. That sucked. Week 1. Rob, we all got the Bills. You took the Titans against the Bears, and they actually,
screw you, Will
wasn't
Levis.
that bad. We all took the Bengals, so that's not fair. You took the Colts. I don't blame you. They were laying 3. They were 3-point underdogs at home. I don't blame you. You took the Dolphins. We got that one right. Me and you did. Bill took the Jaguars. Sorry, Bill. We all took the Saints. Me and Rob, this is the problem. You talked me into Giants. So you know what? No. I'm sticking with Steelers.
Stick with it, baby.
I went to history, guys. History.
So sometimes too with this stuff, it's just you can throw out all the facts and the stats and whatnot. Sometimes it's just a feeling, and you got to ride with it.
Yep.
I've had 90% more success. I can't even bet. I'm too broke for that anyways, and you can't bet in Wisconsin, so that doesn't matter. But 90% of the time, I'm going with my gut. My gut feeling, and that's kind of
that's where I've been at, and I think the Chargers are a better team. But I want to know if Herbert's healthy. Like if he's like they're saying he's not limited. On Sunday he looks great. I might call Bill and switch it. I don't like picking Pittsburgh in both of them, but Pittsburgh's D is pretty legit. And my problem is if Herbert doesn't play, it's kind of like the Green Bay game. Like it gets dicey with a backup QB.
Asterisk. If Herbert is not 100% or does not play, I pick the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay, there you go.
That's my concern.
That's my save it.
Pittsburgh hasn't looked great. The Chargers, do they have any other injuries? Let me look at this. I got to do a full deep dive on this game. That's why I wanted to pick this one. Palmer's questionable. Bud Dupree's questionable. Junior Carlson's out. The Steelers, Russell Wilson, they got a offensive lineman questionable. Guard is out.
It's going to be Fields, right?
Yeah, I think it's
Justin Fields.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what, Bill? I don't trust Justin Fields to go 3-0. I'm going to go Chargers.
I'm
going to stick with it. I just thought about that. I'm like, Justin Fields 3-0 just doesn't ring. I can't do it. Okay. I'm finding reasons to pick the Chargers, and that's a sign. So let's do it. I could be wrong.
That Pittsburgh defense, though, man, that's
I know. But both of them, so right now, the Chargers are second. But this is off of 2. They play Atlanta is the one offense either team played. The Chargers played the Raiders and the Panthers, 2 of the worst offenses in the league, and the Steelers just beat up on Denver. They did hold Atlanta to 10. They won 2 road games. Good for them. But neither team getting a lot of pressure. Rush defense, Chargers are 5th, Steelers are 3rd. But Chargers pass defense so far, if you can believe it, is 6th. Harbaugh somehow has that defense at 6th in passing. Steelers are middle of the pack. Both teams are terrible passing the ball. Both are solid at running. So I think whichever team can throw it more effectively is going to win this game. And I trust Herbert, even a dinged up Herbert, way over Justin Fields. And I trust Harbaugh right now, even if you can believe this, I trust Harbaugh a little more than Tomlin even. I'm going to go Chargers.
Okay.
All right. We got it. We got to talk it. We live here. We don't have to talk it for a long time. Is Baltimore going to go 0-2 or sorry, 0-3 or that's my question mark. Or do the Cowboys win a home game and actually beat a good team? Well, what's supposed to be a good team. Desperate Baltimore team 0-2. They're 1-point favorites because Vegas is like, no way they go 1-3. Dallas just laid an egg at home. This is a tough one, man. Like, what the hell happened to the Cowboys in that game? What? Like, man, that was one of the more disappointing. There was a lot of bad games, like bad performances week 2, but I think the Cowboys have got to be near the top. At least that defense. That defense looks like you can have it if you play a certain way. If you got a solid running game, if you play fast tempo on them, and just you run away from Micah or you chip Micah and just slow Parsons down, that defense doesn't have any juice at all. And I'm worried that Baltimore is going to figure that out quickly. Their offense gets yards. I don't know if Dallas can stop them. I was leaning. I'm leaning Baltimore. Yeah, I'm going Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
All across the board.
Oh, let me write that down.
Across the board.
Hey, we all did it. Yeah.
I don't see any sort of scenario where Baltimore goes 0-3. I trust the Baltimore defense better. Lamar Jackson is a much better quarterback. He's much more elusive. He can get out of the pocket. I think they're going to win this one, 7 points. I really do.
It's just a little scary picking. It's scary picking Dallas to lose 2 in a row though at home, right? Yeah, that's my only fear. They're a stupid team that does stupid crap, and this would be the type of game they'll go out and win because they're stupid. They're dumb. If you don't feel my hatred for the Cowboys, okay.
Yes.
Bill, let's talk yours. I actually think this one's kind of easy too. The Rams, man, are not inspiring a lot of confidence. I think this is another season from hell for them. I think they're going 0-3, dude. I'm heavily taking San Fran. I think they might cover the points. Who is Stafford throwing the ball to? I know the 49ers are banged up too. I know Kittle's out. Bosa may not play. Deebo's out. Frick, man. Greenlaw, Ward might be out. That's a lot of injuries. But then you look at the Rams and you got Cooper Kupp and Nakua. That's their offense.
Right. Yeah.
And Higbee might be out too. That's their third best weapon in the pass game. Even their kicker's banged up. This is just an injury-plagued game.
Bill,
what's your thoughts? This was yours.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm leaning Rams just for they're banged up. And I hate the Niners. So I guess that's why I'm going for them. But I don't know. I'm it's hard to Niner
hatred. You're wearing it.
It's that desperate 0-2 at home. You got to give them maybe a slight edge there. And the Niners really they're a little banged up too. So maybe the Rams can find something against it. I probably could be totally wrong, but I'm going to go with the Rams. I don't know why, but
they're not running the ball effectively. Their only strength, the Rams, is their passing offense. And you just took option A, B, and C away. Maybe C point 2. Maybe their third receiver's better. But now you're asking DeMarcus Robinson to be your number 1 target. I don't know. That's scary.
It is tough. Yeah.
That's why for me. Rob, what you thinking?
Yeah, I think this is a get-right game, unfortunately, for the 49ers. You hit it spot on. I don't know who the heck the Rams are going to throw it to. They haven't been running the ball really well. I don't know. I'd love to know the stat, but what is Kyle Shanahan's record coming off a loss? I think that'd be an interesting stat to just know on this one though too. 6.5 is a lot of points, minus 6.5. I do think the Titans will keep it close some way, somehow, and it'd be maybe within a touchdown for whatever. and they could cover. So I was like, as far as that goes, like I might take the Rams and plus the points. It's just too many points.
I can't find it.
But I
don't
do
know
think
why
that I think the Niners will. I think the Niners will bounce back.
Greg, what you thinking, man?
Unfortunately.
It's a hard one for me. Like you said, there's no love for the Niners right now. But I'm going with Rob, though. I think the Niners, like you said, it's going to be a get-right game. As far as like Matthew Stafford having no weapons, I just, sometimes you just think to yourself, like, Aaron Rodgers could do anything he wanted with no weapons still.
Yeah.
And I think that Matthew Stafford could still make that happen.
Yep.
And, pulling guys off the streets and, the guy that was, selling used cars is going to score 3 touchdowns on Sunday and it'll just be absolutely absurd.
Yep.
But I don't know if that'll be good enough to beat the 49ers, though. So even though with their injuries, they've Nick Bosa, like you said, and it's out, but I'm going to still go with the Niners.
Yeah, both teams are really injury plagued. Bill, I'd like to hit one more, and then maybe we can just kind of zoom through, and then I've got a little fun Packer question for everybody. The last one, did anybody have another really good one? To me, I'm staring at that Lions-Cardinals game, and I'm kind of intrigued. To me, that one, me and Bill are split on this one at the moment. Maybe you guys can help decide it.
Right.
We have 2 different pick'ems, though, so me and Bill sometimes just differ, which I think is actually a good thing. I think it leads to more excitement for the games. But
I'm taking
sorry, go ahead.
I think I'm taking the over 52.5 on that game, by the way.
Ooh, all right.
That's a good Bill. That is a great bet, my man.
That's a good bet, Bill.
Okay.
Best bet. Wait, is that Bill's best bets?
That's Bill's best bets right there.
I like it. I was leaning Arizona.
Uh-huh.
I'm a little torn. They've been a weird team. So you gotta. I don't know what to make of this team. They're annihilating Buffalo, and then they just get completely destroyed in the second half, minus a kickoff return. Their offense does nothing in the second half. But I think everybody's underrated Buffalo. But then they come out against the Rams, and they're like, no, it's not a game. My dad was at that game, like Rob was at the Packer game. My dad lives in Arizona. He's going to the Arizona-Detroit game this week, too. I'm jealous.
Nice.
We got to see Marvin Harrison's coming out party. Now, most of it was first quarter damage, but that Cardinal offense has started fast 2 weeks in a row now, and they kept going against the Rams. Detroit's pass D has been, both of them have been a little below average. And as good as the Cardinals are at running the ball to set up their passing game, and the Lions are good at stopping the run, I don't know. Kyler Murray is a different kind of animal. I just don't think they have the weapons to stop. Not that the Cardinals do either. I think both teams are going to score like crazy.
Yep.
I don't know. It's tough to pick the Lions to go 1-2. That's my fear. So maybe you guys can talk me out of it. I was leaning in Arizona for the simple fact they're at home. I just don't think anybody can stop Marvin Harrison Jr. in that secondary. Not that anybody in Arizona secondary can stop St. Brown, but Marvin Harrison scares me. I could see him getting 150, 2 TDs, and then they still have McBride and James Conner and weapons galore. They may not have the weapons Detroit does, but there's something about the matchup that scares me. Both defenses kind of suck in their pass D.
Yeah.
I go home team. That's my thought. I don't know. This was one of my hardest picks of the week. Bill, what do you think?
I'm just going with the Lions. I mean, even it's hard for me as a Packer fan to say. I'm going to stick with the Lions. I mean, I think they got St. Brown. They got the running game with Montgomery, and I just think they're going to be the better offense and slightly better defense. I'm going with the road team because every time I pick the home team, they wind up losing. So I might as well go with the road team for a change. I mean,
Bill's like Detroit. All right. Greg, another NFC North team. I picked it on purpose because I wanted to talk all the NFC North teams. So here's our Detroit. Do they win on the road and go 2-1, or do they drop this one to Arizona and go 1-2?
I think they're going to drop it to Arizona, and I will be very happy to see it. Marvin Harrison Jr. Oh my gosh, that guy. going into the draft, I was just I would have loved to see the Packers trade up to grab him, even though we had the weapons on.
Oh gosh, yes,
Dude.
And
yes.
just leading up to the draft, I would have ran around my house at least 50 times if we drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. I probably would have.
He was the pick of the draft, man. It was him and Joe Alt were the two you can't miss prospects.
Yeah, there's another one I wish we got, but you know what? Live and learn. But
I agree, dude.
anyways, like you said, I don't know how much Detroit's going to be able to stop him. I know they'll probably blanket him. They'll try to cover him, but I think you can get past him. Kyler Murray, we see ups and downs from him all the time. He was a student of Tom Clements for a little bit, and we know how Tom Clements has just, gifted us Packer fans. I want to see, between Vince Lombardi and Curly Lambeau outside Lambeau Field, I want to see a Tom Clements statue right in the middle because of what that guy's done for this franchise. But I think that, Kyler Murray's going to have a much better season because he has Marvin Harrison Jr. And so I think, even though Detroit might be a little more physical, but I'm still going to go with the home team with the Cardinals.
I think there's a big thing that can be said about I think the Bears got it right with their receivers. I think they just you have to figure out offensive line, but I think there's a couple key ingredients to making a great quarterback. And one of them is simple. You just have a great receiver. And I think Marvin Harrison Jr. has a chance to match his dad's career. And that's a bold statement. His dad's a Hall of Famer, but this dude looks like one of the most special talents. I think Malik Neighbors could be great if he can get a quarterback to throw him the ball. But that's one of the reasons I'm not picking Philly this week because A.J. Brown's out. He's helped make Jalen Hurts the Jalen Hurts that we know. And that's why I would have loved to get a more established guy, but I think that's why we're going to see more from Jaden Reed. I think he's our dude. Rob?
Yeah,
I think on this one.
I will. I'm riding hard on the Kyler Murray and Harrison Jr. train. I have them both in my redraft leagues. So I was loving. They were my lock of the week plus 6.5. They covered that by 0.5. At that first week against the Bills. Yeah, they had a meltdown in the second half, but they still covered. So that was great. Kyler Murray is just something special, man. He made a play last week, and he got out of the pocket. He should have been sacked, but he's just him and Lamar Jackson are just the most elusive quarterbacks. They can make something out of absolutely nothing. You're giving me 3 points in Arizona against the Lions. I'm in agreement here with Bill, though. I think that the best pick for this will definitely be the 52 over the 52. I think that's probably the pick I'd want to make the most as far as this game goes. But Marvin Harrison Jr., they have a decent running game. Kyler Murray can make magic. Yeah, I don't love their defense at all. Hence the over 52.5. And I think you can throw on the Lions. Look at what Baker Mayfield just did to them too. Right? So I love Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm riding hard on that train, and give me the Cardinals +3.
I'm actually going to flip a pick. I just looked up a stat. Dan Campbell last year with the Lions. I know I'm doing stuff during the show. I'm messing with you, Bill. I'm sorry. Dan Campbell last year with the Lions off a loss, 5-0.
Don't tell me.
So you're switching?
I'm switching to Detroit.
Really?
One of them was a one-score game against the Saints. They did lose to the Bears. They had a loss to us on Thanksgiving, then they beat the Saints and lost to the Bears. So they lost 2 out of 3, but they didn't lose 2 in a row all year last year. They bounced back with double-digit wins in 4 of those 5 games. Give me Detroit for that simple reason with Dan Campbell.
Yeah,
okay.
Although I am worried about Marvin Harrison Jr., but that's huge. And Rob made me think of it. I wasn't trying to pick against you, Rob, but you made me think of it with the Kyle Shanahan thing. And I couldn't find the stat, but I realized Dan Campbell toss out the year before when they picked it up halfway through. This Lions team is very close to last year's team. And I really like that right there. I was curious what it was when I pulled it up. And yeah, all 5 of their losses, they lost to Seattle. They bounced back with a win against Atlanta. They lost to Baltimore, bounced back with a double-digit win at the Raiders. Not totally fair. The Raiders kind of sucked. That was before their coach got fired. They lost to Green Bay. They bounced back the win against the Saints. They lost that game to the Bears, blew out the Broncos, and they lost that stupid game to Dallas by 1, bounced back with a 10-point win at Minnesota. So they did have some ducks there, but they still, play the schedule that's given. All right.
And they didn't lose two, and they didn't lose 2 in a row. That's quite the stat too.
That's coaching.
Okay.
They could blow this one.
Wow.
I could be wrong.
Hmm.
All right, guys. I'm going to give you Bill. I think I want to just, if you're cool with it, I don't want to go through unless they want it. They have one more they want to hit.
We can do it after the show too.
So I'm going to zoom through the rest of my picks, mine and Bill's picks at the moment. We both took Cleveland against the Giants. This was another tough one. We actually didn't talk the Bears. We can do it really quick. Really fast. Last one we'll hit. Chicago, Indy. Very interesting game. I was leaning Chicago. Bill, last time he told me he was leaning Indy. Quick thoughts on that game, Greg? Do you think the Bears can win that one on the road? Indy is depleted on D, as we know. Or you think Indy wins at home?
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one, right? I know, man. Like, I was torn. It's the Indy injuries that scared me.
Yeah, that's true. Working in Milwaukee, I know a lot of Bears fans, and they've been complaining to me relentlessly about their running game. Like, we've got nobody to run the ball, and so this week I actually was talking to one of them, and he was telling me, you guys blew up the Colts, through on the ground, but I don't know if we'll be able to. We've got nobody. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Bears could pull it off, but I'm going with Indianapolis.
This is the most he hates the Bears more than any team, so that makes me want to pick.
No, actually, Minnesota. I hate Minnesota more than
Minnesota.
Rob, what are you thinking on that one?
Yeah, give me the Colts. Yeah, I know there's a lot of injuries on Indy, and I think losing DeForest Buckner in the middle of that line, he is a massive human being. Really hurts them quite a bit. So I think DeAndre Swift might get loose a little bit, maybe. Hopefully, he's on my fantasy team. So, but I actually do like the Bears' offensive line is just so bad. They have to be the worst. If not the worst, they're definitely up there. Top 3, top 5. There's another stat I'd like to know. And Caleb Williams is just running for his life, and for the life of me, like he gets out of the pocket trying to make these heroic plays. Don't do it, man. Don't throw it into double, triple coverage as much as I want him to. I think this is a get right for Indy. I'll take the Colts on this one.
My question mark is if Latou doesn't play, he's questionable. Their star rookie, and Buckner's out. Can they even take advantage of this Bears' bad offensive line? That's my question mark. As bad as it is, do they even have the personnel to take advantage of it? And these questions are, I don't know the depth of some of these teams like I know the Packers, like I know their roster pretty freaking well. But both teams are deadlocked. They both are 18th in offense. The Bears' offense is 31st. They are bad. But the Colts' defense is banged up. They're solid against the pass, but they're banged up. So I'm wondering if the Bears' offense just sucks, but their defense is live. It's a live D.
Yeah.
They held Houston to 19. Yeah. They held Tennessee to 17, both games under 20. The over-under on this one is 43.5, and I think Phil's best bets or Isaac's insights. Go under. Yep. Go under.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's yeah. Go ahead. I got something when you're done, Isaac.
No, man, you go. Go ahead. Gotcha.
No, the Chicago, that game is, I would take the under of the 42.5 or 43 points, whatever it is. That's going to be. But I think the Colts, they win at 17-13, 30 total points, but low scoring. But I think the Colts, with that little bit better offense, and should be able to get to field. So I think Colts take this one.
Okay, I've got something really quick. Last year on the road, the Bears. All right, I'm gonna go Indy. They lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games on the road. I don't trust Eberflus. Fine, give me Indy.
Caleb
I'm switching
Williams
on that one.
Yeah, I'm switching.
Okay.
Caleb Williams has not thrown an NFL touchdown pass yet.
Oh, no, I know. I posted this on Twitter. I don't know if Greg saw it. I don't know if Bill saw it. Malik Willis has more touchdown passes this season than Caleb.
Yep. That's hilarious. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Willis, baby.
Wow.
Let's keep that streak baby. Let's go.
Great first
All right.
overall pick. Good job, Bears.
I want to wrap at about an hour and a half, so I want to give you guys time to say goodbyes. But we're going to zoom through our picks. If you guys have, really quick, I'll give you mine and Bill's picks. Tell us if you've got a big problem with them. We're going to zoom, okay? We took the Jets. We're not just saying it. We did. We're taking the Browns against the Giants. They're laying 6.5. I'd almost go points. Bill, we'll talk against the spread later. But we're both going Browns. You guys, yay or nay?
I'd agree with the Browns.
I agree.
Okay, we're both going New Orleans, and the simple fact is A.J. Brown's out. Even though Saquon's playing, I think the Saints will come down. I don't think it'll be this week. I'm going Saints. That's a kind of a question mark one. They're only 3-point favorites. But A.J. Brown is a big blow for Philly. Do you guys have thoughts on that one?
Saints have been a surprise, and I think they will pull it off.
Rob, what you thinking?
Yeah, I'm really liking the Saints defense. It's really been pretty competent so far this year. Clint Kubiak is doing some wizardry over there with emotions and different things. And Rashid Shaheed looks like that new number one over there, not Chris Olave. Even though I think this might be a get right game for Chris Olave. Yeah, I'm loving the Saints.
Me too. They might be for real. They might actually be. There's the team every year that rolls. And Shaheed, I like Shaheed because he's their deep threat, and then they've got Olave intermediate. That was the whole St. Brown thing against St. Brown. As great as he is, he doesn't go deep. Like Marvin Harrison can just beat you. Okay, Denver, Tampa. I was a little worried about Tampa having a letdown, but it's Denver. I mean, one of these stupid upsets will happen, but I was going Tampa. They're 6.5-point favorites. They just went and beat Detroit. I think this is a capable team. I'm going Tampa. Bill's going Tampa. Rob, Greg, you guys going Tampa?
Yeah, Tampa.
That's just one of my other conviction teams too. The Buccaneers are absolutely on fire, like the Saints. It's 6.5 points. That's quite a bit. They're down in Tampa. Mayfield is and Evans and Godwin look like they're on another level. Absolutely, they might win by 2 touchdowns in this one. Yeah, I'd definitely take the Buccaneers.
Is there any trepidation about Andy Dalton starting, or do the Raiders just win? I just think Carolina's so bad. I was going Raiders. Last time I looked, this stupid game. Hold on. This stupid game. I'm not excited about this one because there's a worry factor. It's up to 6 for the stupid Raiders. I don't even know. I don't like them, but I think the Panthers are so bad. They're going to win a game eventually, but I just couldn't in my right mind pick the Panthers. I'm just going to pick against them all year, and maybe they break the NFL record and go 0-17. They suck. They don't have Jonathan Brooks back. They're a terrible team. Max Crosby is questionable, and Wilkins. That's a little bit of a blow for the Raiders if they're both out. But I'm going
Ohio State can beat them, I think.
I think Ohio State. I think Michigan even could beat the Panthers. Give me the Michigan Wolverines to take on the Carolina Panthers in a pick'em, and I would take the Michigan Wolverines. I'm not even joking.
Exactly.
And it wouldn't happen. The Panthers would win, but I wouldn't take them. Rob, what do you think? Yeah,
no. Andy Dalton is another shell of himself. Yeah, he's not Bryce Young, and I do feel bad for Bryce Young. I do believe that if he got the Packers treatment or something else where he actually got to sit and develop and become into a competent quarterback, maybe he'll end up coming back, bouncing back, maybe pulling a Geno Smith or whatever it is and resurrect his career. But there is no way in absolute hockey sticks, but I know that there might be some kids watching here, so I'd ever pick the Packers.
I know. I said it earlier, but I think my kids are gaming tonight. I understand. It was a long week at school. They need to play their Call of Duty. I won one earlier. I'll be on later.
Yeah, Raiders.
Raiders. Okay, Greg, you're going first on this one. This one's a little bit of a toss-up, but with Miami's quarterback out, I couldn't do it. Seattle's been an upstart team. I think they're going to get this win and go 3-0. It's kind of a cheap win because Miami, unfortunately, I mean, Huntley actually could be better than expected, but it's a big blow for that Miami offense. I'm going Seattle. What were you thinking on that one, Greg?
Yeah, I'm definitely going Seattle, and it's very unfortunate what's going on in Miami with Tua. I thought they could have been a big team to beat this season, but definitely got to look after his health. And Yeah, if Tua were in, I would be picking Miami, but with him out, I'm going Seattle.
Yeah, Rob, thoughts?
Yeah, no, I'm right in line with Greg. I mean, Skylar Thompson, he's not Tua. He's not. They're going to lean on the running game too, so which behooves me. I have Devon A-Chain also in one of my redraft leagues as well, so I'm hoping they're going to continue to ride that train. But yeah, give me at Seattle -4.5. Thought that line would be just a little bit bigger considering, but yeah, give me Seattle.
You guys are going to have to help me with one of my football decisions. I'm in 5 fantasy leagues too. I have a Kane. I have freaking Tyreek Hill, and I obviously can't sit him, but I'm not super excited about starting him. Okay, here's my fantasy decision. There's 3 more games we'll hit really quick. Do I start Anthony Richardson against the Chicago D? I know it's Anthony Richardson, but he's been wildly up and down. Yeah. I have Jordan Love if he starts, or do I try to pick up a quarterback and stream him? The quarterback's available. It's a full PPR league. Stafford's available, but I'm not going to roll with him. But Geno Smith at home is available, or Sam Darnold is available against Houston. Do I pick up one of those guys and stream them this week? I'm considering it.
Sam Darnold.
I kind of like the Sam Darnold pick, but I also kind of like the Geno Smith one because Miami, solid pass D, but I think that they could get some yards at home.
Is Carr available, or did Carr? I'm assuming Carr already got picked up.
No, unfortunately, he's not. Malik Willis is. Gardner Minshew's available. Will Levis, I'm not doing it. Daniel Jones, no. Justin Fields is the other play, but not against that Chargers D. And then Stafford, those are the only other guys. Andy Dalton. Oh, Tom Brady, if you'd like him, is available.
Yeah.
Highest ceiling, and yeah, it is against the Chicago Bears, but we know Anthony Richardson he didn't do it against the Packers, thank the Lord, but exactly. Very, very hot and cold. He's probably your highest ceiling type of player. If you want to be just comfortable and go a solid pick, I'd say Geno Smith is probably the one I'd lean towards. That's
what I'm thinking. I'm going to just do it. Nobody in my work is watching this, so tough luck, people. I'm picking up Geno Smith. I warned my assistant principal today when I'm playing. I was like, dude, watch me. I'm going to go pick up a quarterback. I'm going to beat you. Watch me. And I'm dropping Jonathan Brooks, who I wanted to stash, but I'm stashing Hawkinson, so I'm going to have to just do it. Problem. I have to drop. Oh, there's only a 2 quarterback limit. So I have to decide if I'm going to cut Richardson or Jordan Love. Well, I guess it's Richardson then. That's
then play Richardson. Yeah.
Yeah. Bye, Richardson.
Yep. I'm gonna let him go.
Drop those.
That's a bummer. All right. So that one stinks. I'm not excited about that, but it is what it is. Okay. Last 3 really quick. I rolled with the Chiefs against the Falcons. What do y'all think?
Yep.
Rob?
Chiefs at Atlanta.
No question.
At Atlanta. I know.
Yeah,
That's tough, right? The Chiefs are favored on the road by 3. Sunday Night Football. Kirk Cousins. Prime time.
I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes in a dome against the Falcons. Even -3. That line should be, I think, a little bit higher. So yeah, I would take the Chiefs.
I agree. Okay, last 2, and then I got one last question for y'all, and then we'll close. And Bill, if you got anything else, I don't know if you have any other goodies for us. All right. Well, Bill has actually another goodie here. He took Jacksonville because this 0-2 desperation thing, and I get it. It's a real thing in the NFL. This 0-3 thing is real. There's a thing about going 0-1 to 0-2 isn't as scary as dropping 0-3. Jacksonville's 5.5-point dogs against the Bills.
Yep.
I still rolled Buffalo because I just think they're a better team, but does desperate Jacksonville step in and figure out a way to win one? I went Buffalo. Bill went Jacksonville. Greg, what's your thoughts on that one?
Ooh, and it's the Bills at home. I like a desperate Jaguars team coming in and going after the Bills, but I don't know. They'll be jumping through tables trying to will the Bills to victory. I'm going with Buffalo.
That's what I was thinking. Rob, what you got?
Yeah. I'll take the Bills on this one, and specifically at home. They are, I suppose, what did you say, 5.5? I've been seeing 5 or even I think on FanDuel is -4.5. But yeah, give me the Bills running the ball a lot better, taking a little bit of that pressure off Allen. James Cook is really starting to come into himself, not only just from this year, but from last year specifically too as well. So absolutely, give me the Bills on this one.
You know what's funny, Bills? I'm on the island one time. You're on the island only a couple times, it looks like. So I think we'll be all right.
Hey,
Bill's sticking on his island. He's like, I'm hanging here.
I'm staying.
I'm
I'm staying.
hanging.
If you got a feeling,
I'm hanging with stupid Minnesota. And then we both took Cincy over Washington. I couldn't do Washington. I actually could see a scenario that Washington surprises on Monday Night Football. But since he's 0-2, they're going to be desperate at home.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to figure it out away here. What do y'all think? I don't know. Rob, what you thinking?
Yeah, Bengals by 1 million. This is a get right Jamar Chase game too. Also fantasy related. I have him waiting for him to go off. This is a perfect time. I think the Commanders have the worst secondary. If not, it's definitely up there. They're running some sort of college offense. They're not asking Jaden Daniels to throw out that much. He is pretty elusive. He's definitely not Anthony Richardson or Lamar Jackson. But man, -7.5 for the Bengals. That is a lot of points. Typically, I would go the other way, but the Commanders, I mean, they're not good. Give me the Bengals by 2 touchdowns.
And shocking stat for you guys: the Bengals are second in pass D, and they did just play Patrick Mahomes, so that's not nothing. They did do it against New England, but they did that against Mahomes, and they did lose. But still, their run D is a little porous, honestly. So I'm a little concerned about Washington running up and down the field over them. I'm concerned, but. Greg, what are you thinking? You thinking Washington or Cincy on that one?
Easily Cincinnati. I'm thinking the first game of the season against the Patriots, probably a little bit of a fluke. Could have been. I mean, a lot of teams, we're familiar with the Packers coming out of preseason or coming off a bye and just laying an egg. So I'm thinking that first game could have been a little egg lay, and then going against Kansas City the next week, just they could have won that game. They probably should have won that game. We'll leave that to last week, but I'm definitely going with Cincinnati over Washington.
I like it. All right, I got a question for Greg. Rob, I think you'll like this, and Bill, and then Rob, I got one for you. Okay, and Bill, if you got a goodie, and then we'll close. Okay, it's quick.
Yeah, no problem.
I know Bill's like, I've been working since 6 a.m. Me too, actually.
No,
I
I know.
start school at 7 now. Okay. Greg, what's your favorite player? Have you gotten to interview a player, or what's your favorite article you've written, or a player that read it, something like that so far, working with Cheesehead TV?
Oh, I haven't interviewed any players yet for Cheesehead, but probably my favorite, I'm going to go with a current player interaction. I'm going to go with A.J. Dillon, always a great guy. I would say probably the best thing about him, and, right now where I am in life, if you are good to my kids, I will support you forever. And last year, AJ Dillon, he had the book he wrote. He came out after practice. He saw my kids holding up his book, came out of the building when he got bussed from practice, came out of the building, signed the book. And then this season, or training camp, we went, and he wasn't signing anything that didn't have like his name on it, a jersey or anything, but my son was standing there with a football, and he, saw my son standing there amongst little 4-year-old kids standing amongst like 10-year-old kids, and he came over, signed my son's football, and said to the rest of them, "All right, see you later." Like, what? I will lay down on the ground in front of a bus for you, sir.
That's cool, dude.
Awesome.
I have a 5-year-old. That's awesome, man. That's really cool.
Cool.
Disappointed he won't be playing this season, but next year. Looks like I dropped off for a little bit there, but looks like I'm back.
There you go.
But yeah, AJ Dillon, by far.
I like it. AJ Dillon's awesome, man. We're gonna have a former Packer on this fall. It's our first player, but no, I had to ask. Okay, so let me pivot. Let's go to Rob. Rob, if there was a player you could have on your show, current or former, Packer or non-Packer, who would it be? What would be your dream person to have on?
Oh man,
It's tough, right?
Yeah. Can I have all of them?
I came up with it a while ago. I was like, you know what? Let's have some fun.
Um,
It's the name of
you
the
know
show.
what? Yeah. Aaron Rodgers would be
Yeah,
just
that's a good one.
just him listening to him and his Joe Rogan podcast and the other different ones he's been on. I haven't had a chance to read his book yet, but he has a lot of interesting insights. His whole ayahuasca type of stuff, retreats in the darkness and all that sort of stuff. He would be a really fun, kind of intelligent type of one that I would. It would never happen, but that I would love to have on my show. Absolutely.
I'm hoping to get more players on. We're starting to grow, but that's a challenge right there, is getting players' attention. Lamar Jackson requoted a post that was pretty cool, but it'd be really cool to get a player on. We're gonna have Mark Cannon on in Bill. Are we having him on in November? Did we decide, or December?
I think it was November 4th. He's his wife, Jenny, is a hair stylist and hair beauticianist. Cuts our hair, my wife's and I, and we met him. They're, of course, big Packer fans, and he's going to come on, the offensive lineman for the Packers during the Mikowski era. So
Maybe we should do that show live at your house. That'd be kind of cool. You think he'd come over?
we could.
Do you think he'd come? Do you think he'd come over and we could just do it there? That'd be kind of legit.
I can see. I mean, or we could always go to him. He lives in Arlington, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if that'd be infringing. We'll talk about it. Honest, I don't want to just go to the guy's house.
Yeah, I know.
But, no, it'd be kind of cool. Yeah, he played in the 80s. Actually, I think he played when I was born in the late 80s. Kind of cool. So we're excited about that one. Okay.
That's awesome. Yep.
Yeah. So that'll be kind of fun. Honestly, I'm just shocked, you guys. I have a player I'd love to interview, Woodson, but I have a non-player current that is all the players I'd love. I would love to sit down with LaFleur and talk to him, man. That would be legit.
Yeah.
I would like to pick the football brain of that guy and just ask. I have so many questions I would ask him. I just think it'd be a hell of a fun time. I would have a blast. So I try not to curse too much, but that'd be great. I'd love to have LaFleur on. LaFleur, you are invited. If you ever see this show, that'd be fantastic. That'd be great. But Greg, thank you so much for your time, dude. Bill, did you have any final questions for everybody before we close?
No, I just I wanted to throw this out real quick too. You guys tell me if this is a good way. I have Washington, Jaden Daniels. He rushes for less than 51 yards, and Prescott throws for under 250 yards.
Oh, you know what's funny is I think the 251.
Yep.
I'm thinking he goes over because they can't run the ball, and I think the Ravens' pass D hasn't been that great. And Nate Wiggins is their starting corner is questionable.
Yeah.
The Ravens' pass D is 32nd, Bill. I kind of think the Cowboys are. I mean, this is too early to go completely off of it. But I like Jason's Reggie White or Charles Woodson.
Reggie.
Vince Lombardi. Oh man, if we could go back, it'd be. I would pick him over any Packer player in history.
I changed my pick.
Exactly. I would have. You know what? Also, I would like to sit down with Holmgren. That would have been fun.
Donald Driver.
That's a good one, Bill. I like that. So the Cowboys average only 239 so far in 2 games, but they're playing the worst pass D in the league. But there's a caveat here. I don't know if Nick Ferguson's 100%, but they got CeeDee Lamb. So can they be one-dimensional against Baltimore? They're going to probably be down if we're all thinking what happens. Rob, what do you think of that prop?
I would take the over on that one. I think it's going to be a shootout. It's a good stat there, the averaging the 239. But I see a ton of points in this game, and you brought up a really good point too, not being able to run the ball as well. So I would take that. But as far as the Jaden Daniel ones goes, what was that? Under 50?
Under 51. Yeah.
I like that one a lot better. I like that one a lot better. That he's got to be averaging around that, right?
Yeah. What's on the other one? I'm going to flip. Okay, so they're playing Cincy. In Cincy, Jaden Daniels so far, rushing wise, has 132 yards. He's averaging 61 a game against the Bengals defense, which is 26th against the run. Now, but that's skewed because that's just, you're thinking against the running backs. But they are the Bengals, like I said earlier, is the second best pass D. So, and I got to hit Jason's comment in a second, because if I had Aaron Nagler on this show, that's a dream right there. I don't know if Greg can make that happen. That's not why I brought you on, but that'd be, man, that'd be legit. I didn't want to like tease it, but Jason did it. So thank you, Jason. I did message him. You sent him an email. I know he's busy though. He messaged back on Facebook, so whatever. We'll talk about it later. The
he's
Bengals
even busy for me, so.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I work under him, and I don't always hear from him. So your odds are, buddy.
Technically one of my bosses, and I still don't hear from him a lot. So
hey, that's kind of fun. By the way, guys, if you had not checked out Cheesehead TV and the work Greg does, you need to go check it out. And Rob's show, not only has he been a blast on here, but they put on an awesome production. So go check out both those. Cheesehead TV has, Greg, you can help me. How many shows do y'all have?
Yeah.
6? 5?
Oh man, yeah.
Dude.
About 6.
Yeah, they've got that is like that. I mean, honestly, like that's the kind of the standard for Packer news. To be honest with you guys, like they put out
Really
great stuff. Okay, yeah, they have Packer Transplants, Packers Daily, Packs, which she said, I love that name. Carry the G Radio, Pack a Day, 5 shows, excellent stuff. And then Cheesehead TV, obviously. So,
and then we've got about 4 to 5 articles daily that publish.
Wow.
Love it, man.
It's like
awesome
a minimum.
Stuff.
That's just
Very
our minimum
cool.
schedule. So if there isn't a lot of news, then that's the minimum. If there's something going on, then there's going to be a lot more.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, before we started Sounds Gouda, we always came to your guys' site and guys' shows and whatnot too. So that's the level that me and Jordan want to get to someday, and really appreciative of coming on and getting to chat with you too as well. But yeah, love the stuff you're doing over there and all the articles and stuff that you're putting out. Absolutely love it.
yeah, if I could quit teaching and cover Packers, no, man, that'd be legit. No, but honestly, I love teaching, but talking Packers is like a dream. So it's very cool you get to write for them, Greg. Bill, on your prop, really quick. What's my concern? The Bengals they look pretty solid against the pass. They're not as good against the rush. I'd actually go over, even though I could see a scenario where Jaden Daniels is looking just to sling it. I think he's going to have to use his legs. I'd actually go over on that one. I like the other one. I like this better than the other one, though. It's a fun bet. I could see he's going to be under 50 at some point. So it's going to happen. Primetime game. I'm 50-50 on that one, man. I like it. Good prop bet. Toss more of those in. I like these.
Okay.
That's all right, guys. Well, before we wrap, Rob, where can people find you? What do you have coming up? We've got some news we'll break in a second. What you got coming up?
Yeah, Sounds Good on YouTube. Either that or on Twitter at Robber79 or at Olson. That's me and Jordan. That's my best friend. We are diehard Packer fans. Love talking about it. Love this journey that we're on so far. Like I was just alluding to with Greg, we hope to get to a Cheesehead TV level one day. We know that's going to take quite a while and a lot of tenacity and grit, but a lot of great stuff that we look forward to as far as that. We do have a Titans preview video coming out tomorrow too as well on our show. We had a Colts recap come out a couple days ago as well. So if you haven't already had, a whole bunch of Packers Colts recaps from any of these great places like Cheesehead TV, you're more than welcome to check out ours as well. So appreciate it.
Yeah. Greg, what's your next thing coming out? What you got coming up? Where can people find you?
Well, next thing I got coming out, I always do the game day preview every Sunday for Cheesehead TV. So you'll see that 6 o'clock Central Time on Sunday. Actually, I have to finish that up. I'll probably finish it up either tonight or tomorrow night, just getting to the end of that. You'll also see I usually publish on 2 p.m. Central Time on Wednesdays. That's usually my weekly article for Cheesehead. That's kind of more of a, I've got the game day preview on Sunday, but then during the week, I have the freedom to talk about kind of whatever I feel like. So usually I just kind of pick an aspect of the game and I'll talk about it. This past week I talked about Josh Jacobs. Before that, I talked about Evan Williams. So you can find me on Cheesehead TV. You can see below my name, there's at @GMindholes on Twitter. And that would be it. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
We'd love to have you back on. We're doing
Yeah.
more guests this fall. I actually have 2 shows because I just don't have enough with one.
Yeah.
I do another show with my other buddy, Mad, but me and Bill, man, this has been a blast. We got
Thanks,
some
guys.
goodies. We got some goodies coming up for you guys. We're going to do a live show a week from Sunday. I'm going to be figuring out a microphone for the Packer bar we're going to be going to. But me and Bill are going to do a college special next week.
Yep.
I don't know if it'll be us or I found one. The Cowboy guy, Bill, likes college, so it might just be the 3 of us. But me and Bill are going to do our pick'ems and Packer preview at we're going to do it Fox NFL Sunday style. We're going to start at 11 a.m. and we're going to roll till 11:55 a.m. right before the games. And then if it's not so stupid loud we can hear ourselves, we'll do a halftime show. And we might come on for a quick recap. I don't have a cheesehead, but I will be there with a lot of Packer fans, and I'm very excited. Bill, tell the people, where are we going?
We're going to go to the Brass Tap. It's a kind of a bar grill, and it's in Roanoke, Texas. And the manager there, he's a Wisconsinite, big Packer fan. His name is Ron Janikowski, and he was more than welcome to open us to let us come there and do our show. So it's going to be awesome. So
I'm just happy somebody wants to have us. That's great.
Yeah.
And to the almost 270 people watching, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, because that makes this worth it.
Thank you.
If you have suggestions for the show, please email Fun Football Podcast. You know what? I'm just going to be professional and throw it in the comments.
Throw it out,
email the show. Bill, where can people find you? Have a social media account now. Where can people find you, bud?
You know, I'm finally waking up to these times. I know it's kind of crazy, but I'm actually now on what we used to be. Now it's X, or it used to be Twitter or whatever, and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm actually out there. So Fun Football Podcast. You can find me Facebook there, all that. So
if you have any suggestions, you can email the show if you'd like to hop on in the future. We would love that. We would like to start winning on our picks. But
Please,
if the Packers win and the Cowboys lose and I go 4-1 in fantasy, I'm never going to be too upset about it. So you can find me, and my name is Izac. I am the co-host of Fun Football Podcast. You can find me also on Blitz on Tuesday nights. We'll be back next week. We've got Jones for Jones coming on Tuesday, but me and Bill will have a double. Actually, my wife's out of town, so I've got some specials coming up. Next Friday, me and Bill will be doing our college show, and we'll talk some Cowboys. On Saturday, we're going to have the UK Franchise Tag podcast next Saturday, and then we're going to have our Sunday preview show at a sports bar in person. Our first one in person together, because Bill lives like 90 minutes away from me. So I'm excited. But thank you, everybody, for watching. This was, guys, seriously, Rob, Greg, this was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you,
Appreciate
Greg.
your time. Rob, if you go 7-9 on your picks, I'm going to definitely bring you back on again.
Yeah. 10-6, baby. 10-6 this week.
I wish I'd known your week 2 picks, because week 2 was brutal for me. I thought, that was bad. So right now, current record to close, I am, hold on, wrong one. I am 18-4 straight up. Bill is 12-20, so I got him there. But I'm 13-19 against the spread. He is 16-16, which honestly, I've looked at a lot of experts. We're pretty close to them after that stupid week 2. So if week 3 does the same thing, I say we just come on and pick all underdogs. We'll have better odds. So let's do that. Let's. But
I do have my week 2 picks on X. I'll just I'll retweet it. And quote you.
I'll keep a record of yours too, dude. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Any final thoughts, Bill, before we bounce?
No, again, thank you, Rob and Greg. I just let's hopefully keep the pack rolling here and get another W. I mean, it'll be tougher against the Titans, but I think LaFleur will put Malik in a good position. So we'll see. We'll have a chance. That's for sure.
Greg, any final Packer thoughts before we close?
The only thing that can be said is "Go Pack, go."
There you go.
Rob, any closing thoughts? Packers?
Go Pack, go, baby. Yeah, let's just get it. Let's find a way to get a W. It's going to be hot. It's going to be a tough game. Desperate team.
Yep.
This is going to be quite a win if we can get it. I really feel that way. So let's go down there and beat the Titans. Get the first win in there. Let's do it.
let's blitz and get some pressure on Will Levis and create some turnovers and make life not fun for him. Let's contain the running game. I'm putting a lot on our defense here, but LaFleur, I want to see you stack against this. The Tennessee D is its own animal I'm worried about. Let's blitz. Let's make life not fun for Will Levis. Get some turnovers, get some short fields for our offense. If Malik Willis is playing, get some cheap points, and let's win this game. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'll see you guys Tuesday night, and me and Bill, I'll actually see you guys 4 times next week. So see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Later, guys.
Bye.
I wasn't ready to close. Hold on. Wait. Let me just do this the right way. Bye, everybody.